Have you checked out the PTSD Wives Handbook? This book is for the wife whose spouse has survived trauma and is now navigating through mood swings, flashbacks, and mishandled emotions. PTSD can create a toxic home environment and cause a divide in the closest and most meaningful relationships. As a caretaker, the PTSD wife is finding herself at the receiving end of anger, aggression, and constant negativity. This can create a personal, mental, and spiritual health crisis for her. In this book, Coach Leah uncovers the hidden wounds of trauma and the effects that it can have on your relationship. Based on biblical principles, she teaches you the tools and resources that are needed to handle stressful situations and to seek help from the Lord and foster a deeper relationship with Him. By reading this book and putting the principles into action, you're going to learn how to take control of your life and grab hold of the power that lies within. Grab your copy of the PTSD Wives Handbook today by clicking the link in the show notes. Now, back to the show. How to look good naked? It's all about body positivity, self-love, and a healthy mindset. Come on in, guys. Let's talk about it. My name is Leah Huggins. I'm a wife, a mother, and a proud U.S. Navy veteran. After 2 tours to Iraq, my husband was diagnosed with PTSD. My world spiraled out of control as fear, anxiety, doubt, and depression took over. I gave my life to Christ, took on a new mindset, and let go of the negativity of my past. I now help wives to find healing, encouragement, and strategy to overcome the effects of PTSD on their daily lives and in their marriage. So come on in and let's talk about it. Welcome to Marriage, Motherhood, and PTSD. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage, Motherhood, and PTSD. This is the place where we empower women to support their spouse through PTSD without losing themselves in the process. I'm your host, Coach Leah, and I'm so glad that you joined us today. So y'all, we got a good show for you today, all right? But first, I want to introduce you to our guest. She is a military wife of 22 years. She's a mother of 2 beautiful young adults, a son and a daughter with the best hair ever. And she's a certified personal trainer and a certified group trainer. I have known her for almost 15 years now, and she is definitely a friend that has become like family. And I have dubbed her the queen of desserts, okay? Because her baking game is off the chain. Okay. Everybody, welcome to the show, Miss Bianca Henry. Yay!
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello. Bianca, I'm so glad that you joined us today. Welcome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want the people to get to know you a little bit better. Will you tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do?
Okay, so I have been living here in Biloxi for, oh my goodness, 30 some odd years. Let's just put it that way. My dad retired down here after he got out of the Army,
Uh-huh.
and went to Biloxi High, graduated from Biloxi High, went to University of Southern Miss for a little while, and then left there and met my now husband and have lived all over the world and came back down here. He is now retired
Oh,
after
welcome to the
24 years. Okay.
ranks.
And so we have established roots here. And now I have one more left in the house, and he's about to graduate this year, and we are going to be empty nesters. And
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
I'm doing a whole
excited.
show about that empty nest, honey, because that is something
Oh,
else.
I'm already feeling it. I've been crying
Woo!
all year since he started
When
school.
yes, when I tell you that empty nest thing, that's like I say, that's a whole nother episode. We can
Yes.
talk. Oh my goodness. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, you are in the health and fitness industry. So tell us a
Yes.
little bit about your journey. How'd you get started with that?
Okay, well, I will say, after my son was born in 2005, I actually did not lose the pregnancy weight, and a lot of us don't lose it.
Mhm.
We can't just bounce back after pregnancy. I just thought I would eventually bounce back, but I never did.
Yeah.
And we moved to overseas to Japan, and my husband went off to be deployed within the first 3 months after we moved there.
Mhm.
And I was not working, and I can say that I just wasn't comfortable with myself. So I worked really, really hard, and I had lost 50 pounds in almost 5 months because I
Wow.
just was so focused. And I guess you can say that's when it kind of started. Got back here to the States, food completely different than you eat over there overseas. They eat so much better overseas. They don't have all the processed foods.
Wow.
They don't have all that saturated fat. I come back here, slack off, and then the weight picks back up. And then it was just an up and down roller coaster over the years. And 2017, I believe it was 2016, 2017, we took a trip to Disney World, well, Universal Studios, and we were taking pictures. And I started reflecting back on those pictures after the trip, and I just saw myself, and I was just like, "Oh no, this is
Like,
not."
who is that?
Yeah, who is that?
And
Who
where
is
did
that
that
with those
come
big old
from?
legs? Yeah. At
Yes.
that time, I was actually floating between a 14 and an 18,
Okay.
depending on the clothes and the cut. And after that, I went cold turkey, no meat, which is shocking because some people just gradually
Uh-huh.
go to no meat, but I just went cold turkey, no meat. And from that point on, I was just in and out of different ways of exercising, CrossFit, kickboxing, running. And then finally in 2018, I came across the gym Train Stop, and my trainer, Rashad Roper. God bless his
He's
heart. He's over there in
amazing.
Vegas. Yes, he's amazing. He left me,
Yes.
moved to Vegas, but he's doing his thing out there. And he just kind of he motivated me even more. I actually just went to him to have me help me
Right.
train for a Spartan actually.
Okay.
And I never left them.
Awesome. Awesome.
um, I got to the point working with him, helping out within his gym, just kind of motivating other folks. And he kind of talked me into becoming a personal trainer, and that's where I'm at now.
That is wonderful. I can
Yeah.
remember the Christmas. So, okay, the Huggins family, we do Christmas big.
Yes, yes, you do.
We do Christmas
I love
big.
it.
When I say there is a ton of food there, and everybody in the circle knows how to cook. That's what I love.
Yes.
Everybody knows how to cook. And I remember the year that you told us you wasn't eating it. It wasn't that you weren't eating meat. So like all the good
Yes.
food that we had. So first of all, your discipline. Oh my God.
Very, very.
To
I
be
am
able
very
to do that
disciplined.
during the holidays, that is amazing. But I can remember that is when you brought that up. So what sparked that change? I know that you said that you were losing a baby weight, and then how you got into it. What was the discipline like for you?
It took a while.
Yeah.
I will say it took a while because I was frustrated because I went in there with the mindset of I'm gonna hurry up and lose this. This is gonna happen overnight. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
worry about it. I'm only gonna be able to do this for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna drop a couple of pounds, I'll be okay.
Right.
I can say it actually happened that way
Okay.
because I made sure to eat right for those couple of weeks. I made sure to train hard for those couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and the weight came off. And then I just went back to, I'm not gonna say old habits, but
Right.
I didn't discipline myself enough. And then it just starts creeping back and creeping back and creeping back.
Yeah.
And then you go right back to the discipline, and then it creeps back when you're not. You have to have that mindset of you want it
Yeah.
and you want to
There you
keep
go.
it.
There you go.
And if you don't have that, you want to keep it, you're not going to be ready. You have to be ready. And that's why I tell everybody, if you're not
Yeah.
mentally ready to be physically healthy,
Right.
you're not going to progress. You're not going to get the goals that you want to achieve. And that is the biggest thing when you're wanting to start on your fitness journey. If you're not, you have to be mentally ready.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
that's the
believe.
big thing. But we're gonna get into all that.
Yeah.
Definitely. That was good. That was good. I was jumping in right away. Um, so the title of this episode, as I said in the beginning, is How to Look Good Naked. Now,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
let me tell you how I came up with this title, right? So my husband and I, we were having this conversation with someone else, and he brought up the point that he goes to the gym so that he can look good naked for me, right? And as soon as he said that, I'm like, dude, this is a whole episode title, a whole episode topic right here, and it was like what he said was actually it was a mouthful.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was that, where he said he was doing it for me. And, basically he was doing all this work in hopes that I would appreciate it, and I thought about
Mm-hmm.
how many of us, especially as women, we do all this work on ourselves with the hope that someone else is going to appreciate it. And the fact is that
Yeah.
he would look good to me naked anyway. I mean, that's my husband. I love him. He
Yeah.
would look good whether he
Exactly.
worked out or not. But I knew what he was saying, and I understood where he was coming from. But what I got from the conversation is that there's an even bigger conversation that needs to be had, that focuses on your sense of self and body positivity and self-confidence and self-love.
Yes.
So the goal is to look good naked, but for yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
so what does body confidence and body positivity, what does that look like to you?
Okay. Body positivity for me is, as you just like you said, you would look at your husband and say, "Oh, well, he looks good to me anyway because I
Right.
love him." To me, that's body positivity. You can just look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "You know what? I look good."
Mm-hmm.
Even with this little roll, I look good.
That's
You
right.
know, and that will roll into your body confidence because you're just happy with what you are and what you have to present, no matter what anybody else thinks.
Right.
So saying that, and it's funny you say that, even as a trainer, there are days that I don't have the best confidence in myself. And
Wow.
I think it's because I work out so hard, I can always, in a way, find something to nitpick about.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say my confidence at times it's sky high. Oh yeah, I look good in this. I look good in that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling good about myself today. But then, and this is it's so funny because I did go to work this evening, and as I was putting on my workout clothes, I was looking in the mirror. I was like, oh, just there are those days to where you just are not happy with yourself, and it's not going to be like that every day to where you're going
Mm-hmm.
to be happy with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing with that is don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Don't go in the gym 2, 3 hours. I got to work this off. I got to work this off. It will come.
Yeah.
Like I said, it takes consistency, but don't expect to always be 100% confident in yourself because everybody, male or female, has those days to where they just are not happy with what they look like on the outside.
Yeah, I love that point. Is that it's natural. It's
It's a
natural
natural
to
thing.
have that doubt. And it's a doubt. Yeah, I would call it a doubt.
Yeah.
It's natural to have that about yourself because we're always looking to be better, which is good. And
Mm-hmm.
like you say, don't kill yourself with it. Don't harp on it. Work on what you can work on and accept
Exactly.
what you cannot.
Accept what it is.
That's right. That's right. So I want to
Accept what it
talk a
is.
little bit about how, we as women see ourselves and we
Mm-hmm.
compare ourselves to what we see in the media. Don't get me started on Facebook and
Oh, I just had a
Instagram,
whole conversation
you know.
about this the other day.
and how we make that the standard, and we put pressure on ourselves to fit into the norm, whatever that is. And we compare ourselves to what we see there, and we compare ourselves to each other. And it's one thing to be inspired by someone's journey, but it's a whole nother thing to compare yourself to them, because we can be really hard on ourselves, and it just makes it hard to accept and to be grateful for the body that you have right now in this moment.
Mhm.
What are some things that we can do to change the way that we see ourselves or begin to see ourselves in a more positive light?
The first thing is accepting and loving yourself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to you have to love yourself. And I know, as you brought up the media and everything, it's hard nowadays because
Mm-hmm.
they want us to look like the European standards, is that what
Mm.
I call it?
Right.
They sometimes they want us to be tall and slender
Mm-hmm.
and have all this long flowy hair, and
Mm-hmm.
not everybody's going to be tall and slender and
Yeah.
have that long flowy hair.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that I go to the gym and I will look at the other women and be like, oh, I would love to look like her,
Mm-hmm.
or I just want this part about her or this part about her.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also have to think about it as reverse because they could be looking at me the same way.
Yeah.
So I have to walk in there with enough confidence that shows enough that, okay, I have what you possibly want. Let's get this together. Let me just smile at you to say that
Right.
we're on the same team
Yeah.
when it comes down to it. Um, I will say social media is very oh goodness, how can I put this in such a nice way? um, be wary of social media.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of fitness influencers,
Yeah.
and you start noticing things about different influencers, how they act, um, how their body's built and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
a couple of them I do follow. They have admitted that they have gotten work done as far
Mm-hmm.
as making the bottom bigger, which a lot of us women we love. We want the hips and we
The
want the
curves.
bottom, the
Right.
curves and everything. And I follow them for that reason because they were able to admit that a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell a lot of the women out there that are listening right now, a lot of the influence that you're looking at that are exercising that has a really big butt
Mm-hmm.
or got the really 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 small tiny waist that looks
Mm-hmm.
like it's about 22 inches,
Right.
it's probably more than likely that they've had work done. And
Yeah.
when you've had work done, you have to consistently stay in the gym because otherwise you wasted your money.
Right. Yeah.
So even if you're considering getting that done, just think of it this way. It's all a mental thing still.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still going to be happy with yourself after you have all this work done, knowing you're still going to have to put in the extra work to keep up
That's
that
right.
work?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff you see, I heard one lady refer to it as the Pinterest life, and
Yes,
basically where everything looks good on social media, but in real life, they turn the camera, the house a mess, everything is
exactly.
fake. It's not real. It's not real. So
Exactly.
definitely have to be careful about what you see and what you follow and all that stuff on social media. Another point you brought up, it made me think of years ago. I've been on a natural hair journey
Mm-hmm.
on purpose now. Because before I did it, I was just braiding my hair and just wasn't wasn't straightening it out. I just kept my hair braided up. But once I decided, okay, we're gonna do this chop, and I had a lot of hair, but I had never felt more beautiful than when I had my natural hair. And that was something for me. That was, I guess that's still a part of the body positivity talk because your hair is part of your
Mm-hmm.
body. But
Yes,
I
of course.
there was a confidence that I gained after cutting off the natural hair because I felt, and I will still put on a wig or two now.
Mm-hmm.
I will still get some weave and all that.
Great.
And there's nothing wrong with extensions, but there was a new confidence that I gained by just wearing my hair in the natural state that it came in. And I found so much pleasure and so much joy in figuring out how to work it, how to get it to the
Mm-hmm.
consistency that I wanted, how to get it styled a certain way. So that was a big confidence booster for me. So just knowing who we are and accepting who we are. My hair
Mm-hmm.
isn't down to here, but it's up to here when I let it
Yeah.
let it
When
out.
you told me I did, yeah.
So
And I have no hair.
that's all right. That's all right. And it's being comfortable in who you are. And that's the lesson that I learned from that. Being comfortable in who I am. And I think I shined even brighter because of that. So that was it. That's my 2 cents.
You
So,
have to be comfortable with who you are. I
absolutely.
I am not 100% comfortable with who I am every day. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier,
Mm-hmm. Nobody
there
is.
there are times that I doubt myself, my
Yeah.
abilities, or how I want to be, further along down the line. And
Mm-hmm.
I just take it a day at a time. I look back at what I have accomplished
Right.
compared to what I am going to accomplish and say, well, hey, I
Yes.
made it this far. I can make it this much further.
That's
And I just keep
right.
on going from there. That's how you got to look at it.
That's right. You got to look and see how far you've come to celebrate
Yes.
those accomplishments that you have done, and that'll
Yes.
help, with moving forward. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lady that I heard that's famous, and she was talking about having a diagnosis of body dysmorphia. And that's where they see their body in one way, but in reality that's not how they look.
Yes.
And I think to some extent we all kind of do this. Is kind of what we were just talking about. And like we can see flaws that nobody else can see in us.
Yeah.
And quite honestly nobody really cares about it. It's just us.
It's just us.
Right.
Exactly.
It's just magnified in our own eyes and it changes the way that we see ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think issues with our body come from? Where do you think these body issues come from?
Social media,
Mm-hmm.
friends. Sometimes it comes from family.
Mm.
Um,
That,
just
now hold on. Let's park right there. Let's talk about
look.
family. Because
Okay,
I like
yeah,
to
that
tell you how big
that.
your butt has gotten since the last time they saw you. Yeah, mine will tell you right away. You didn't put on some weight now. How big
Yeah.
you gonna get, baby?
Um, yeah, and the funny thing is, I think a lot of times it's out with nowadays the younger generation, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
looks more at social media
Yeah.
and they see how they want to look, but then they don't realize that the women that they're looking at, the women our age,
Mm-hmm.
maybe around their age, they're getting stuff done.
Right.
And the
Right.
conversation I had the other day actually was because I saw a video on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
and it was old, like an old school video,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like from the recordings, and it was women from the 90s and how they look,
Okay.
90s and early 2000s, and I'm looking at these women and I'm just like, no big boobs, no big butt,
Yeah.
and they were just beautiful. The men
Mm-hmm.
looked at them like, oh, you are just everything. It was almost
Mm-hmm.
like personality and face card was what it was about
Right.
back then, and I was just the conversation I was having, I was like, where did we go wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What happened?
Where did it all go? Where did that all go?
Uh-huh.
Because I can say when I met my husband, he will tell you I was louder than a cardboard.
And you
Piece of
still got
cardboard.
them.
And I still got him. So
Right.
back then it wasn't all about what you had physically, obviously.
Right.
You had nothing. So it's just like what happened to those days to where you could just be yourself without having to measure up to others.
Mm-hmm.
I think we
That's
kind
it.
of lost that along the way in the past 20, 30 years or so.
That's it. I was watching
Yeah.
a video the other day, and it was about body positivity as well. And
Mhm.
they were overseas, and it was like the main message. I couldn't watch the whole thing because it really bothered
Yeah.
me. The main message was really talking about we do. I guess the campaign now is that we're showing bigger plus size women, we're
Hmm.
marketing to them, and like what they were saying is that that is not the standard of beauty, and it made me mad. It made me mad because I mean the
That makes
standard,
me mad.
right, the standard of beauty is whatever you set it at, whatever you feel it is. I
Hmm.
think that the push in the campaign for plus size women is because um there's been such a push for such a long time to say that that is not a standard of beauty,
Exactly.
that it's kind of, hey, big women are beautiful too, and there are some
Hmm.
gorgeous, all women are gorgeous,
Gorgeous.
but you know what I mean, it's in the way we fill out the clothes. I like
Hmm.
it. Now we want to be healthy, absolutely,
Yes.
we want to be healthy, but I think it's important to have that representation there to show that yes, there's beauty in you too, and don't let
Hmm.
what we see in these magazines and on social media, where you have the skinny women or the waistlines, like you say, the 22-inch waistline. That's not
Exactly.
something that can be achieved without the work. It's just important to show that there are other standards of beauty there. And I had to
there
turn that
there is.
program off because I was mad. I'm yelling at the TV, but by the time by the
And
time I
that's
was
and I
finished.
think what you saying that, I think that's how women, young girls, women our
Mm-hmm.
age, get that body dysmorphia, how they
Mm-hmm.
how they perceive themselves, because people are pushing that agenda of, well, you have to look this way.
Right.
You can't be a
Right.
big girl and be pretty.
Yeah.
You can't be a big girl and be healthy.
Yeah.
I know bigger women that are just as healthy as smaller
Mm-hmm.
women,
Mm-hmm.
just as strong as smaller women who do work out all the
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
I think it's just a vision thing.
Yeah.
If somebody looks at you and says, "Oh, I don't think you're pretty because you're big,"
Mm-hmm.
that kills your spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. You
That
cannot
kills your
think I'm
spirit.
pretty, but don't you push that on me.
Yeah,
Don't you
exactly.
push that opinion on me.
And
Yes.
to see these to see the women with the weight nowadays walking around with so much more confidence, it makes me
Mm-hmm.
happy because
That's
I'm not
right.
going to sit up there, even though I'm in the fitness game and, I have a standard of the way I want to look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to push that on them
That's right. That's
because
right.
that's not how they want to look.
That's
Now, if
right.
they come to me and say, "Hey, I'm not trying to lose the weight, but I do want to just tweak a thing here or
Mm-hmm.
there,"
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. We can sit down and have a conversation all
That's
day,
right.
but I'm not going to sit up here and spout to them, "Well, I think you need to lose weight.
Right.
I think this is the size you need to be, and this is where you start." That's
Yeah.
not how you do that. That's
Absolutely.
that's not right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what advice would you give to the woman that is struggling to love herself? Like, how do we build confidence and come to peace with the body that we have in this moment?
Oh, that's a good question. Struggling to love herself.
Mhm.
I think it starts with having a good, strong foundation around you.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
and when I say that, you need to have a core of people, whether it be
Yeah.
your husband, your friends, even a coworker that can give you those little tidbits every day.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Sometimes
speak
all it
life
takes
to
is
you.
one, yeah, sometimes it just takes one little sentence of, "Oh, you just look so pretty right now.
Hmm.
You look absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your hair color. Oh, what did you do different about yourself today?
Hmm.
You're glowing. Love that outfit on you." Sometimes it just takes one little thing and the person's confidence can eventually build. It's like a flower.
Yeah.
If they don't have anything, you have to water it from the ground up.
That's it. That's it.
So I think it just starts with just having the right people around you,
Hmm.
the right influences around you.
Hmm.
Finding, if you can't talk to anybody and you're just looking for, um, let's say like a book or something, finding
Hmm.
that author that
Yeah.
resonates with you and pushes that confidence into you.
Right. Right.
But it's going to start from the ground up, no matter
That's
what.
it. That's it. Yep. That's good. That's good. Your circle matters
Yeah,
definitely
your
in more
circle
than one
definitely
way.
matters.
Yeah.
And it's also a circle that will give you the truth,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to hear
Right.
it. That's why that circle does matter. I will say, when I did start wear shot, I was working so hard. I was working so hard. And you see me, I got like this big.
Yeah.
Like I was big.
You did
My
it.
circle was very honest. Bianca,
Yeah.
you have no butt.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, but like having no butt. After a
Yeah.
while, I realized I didn't like having no butt.
Right, right.
I just had
That's
to
all
tell them
right.
that I did.
That's
But
all
yeah,
right.
but they didn't hold back. They did. They told me the truth, but it didn't kill me.
Yes,
Because I knew that they were telling me out of love, no matter what.
that's
So,
right. There's a
um,
way to tell the truth in love,
yes, yes,
definitely,
there's a
and
way to,
it can
and
be
it just
received better.
exactly. So
Mhm.
they were just like, "Oh, you're just getting so skinny," but I knew it was out of love. And the
Yeah.
more I looked at myself, I could actually tell that what I was actually not as happy as I thought I was being that
Mm.
small because I
Yeah.
didn't have those womanly curves.
Yeah.
I was like a little stick. And
Okay.
yeah, I was tiny and I'm not gonna say my confidence was shot, but it kind of, and it wasn't due to them, but it was due
Right.
to me realizing I wasn't happy with the way I looked. And so I had to make some
Yeah.
major changes on that part.
And that's good that you took it upon yourself to do that. You didn't sit in it, because
Yeah,
some
no,
people
definitely
sit
not.
in it and they don't take the steps that's needed to make the
Hmm.
change that they want to see. It's nothing wrong with finding, and it's not even a flaw. It's nothing wrong with finding something that you want to work on or something that
Yeah.
needs to be worked on within yourself, and then you doing the work on it. So, like you say,
Hmm.
it's all about how it's received. If you can
Yes,
receive it,
exactly.
put on your big girl bloomers
And just go for it. Just go for it.
and go for it. Exactly. Exactly. I know we talked about the having the circle. My daughter, when Maya was little, there was one time I would always come there and say, "Hey, how does this look? How does this look on me?" One time she told me, "The fashion world wants you to take that off."
Yeah.
I said,
That was her nice
okay.
way of saying, no, that is not cute.
Yes, yes, she would let me know definitely. So that I had that circle right there because she would let me know. No, ma'am, that's not it. Not the whole fashion world wants me to take it off. So, in your line of work,
Mhm.
you are really helping people to change their lives. It's transformation. What are the common challenges, both mental, physical, whatever? What are the common challenges that you see in dealing with most people that come to you for help?
I would say physical is they are not accustomed to movement.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that are starting off, they haven't moved in ways to to know that their bodies can move in certain
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, oh, we were just going to walk, so they're just used to using their legs, but your legs can do so much more than walk.
Yeah.
And then when you push them to that limit, they're realizing, okay, oh, I got bad knees,
Mm-hmm.
that could become a problem. Or, I didn't know I could move my arms that way, but now my shoulders, I didn't realize I
Mm-hmm.
had problems with my shoulders. So those are some of the physical problems we come about with. As far as mentally, it's the frustration.
Mm.
They get frustrated because they can't do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for them,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just not able to at all.
Yeah.
And we have to find alternatives for them to do certain things to build up that part of the body.
Yeah.
But they want to push themselves to the brink of where they want to
Yeah.
hurt themselves. And it's like, I can't allow you to do that. But
Right.
it's in their head that I
Mm.
have to do it. I have to do it. And it's not to say, it's not like I want to tell them, no, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
It's more of, let's gradually get you there.
Right.
Let's get you there the proper way so you don't injure yourself. We'll
Yeah.
get there. It doesn't happen overnight. We're going to
Right.
get there.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I know that people have different circumstances, different things, different reasons that they have for wanting to get healthy.
Mhm.
I know the over 40 club where stuff starts creaking, your knees start clicking and
These knees here.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I know that there's different reasons, for them
Mhm.
wanting to come in and get healthy. So it's just good to have the outlet there, to
Yeah.
have somebody to work with you on that. Um, Now, one of the things that I've said on this show many times is that I believe that self care is one of the highest forms of self love.
Mhm.
And, of course, part of self care is relaxing and, getting to a place of peace. But it's also digging in and doing the work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I think that at the base level of self care is definitely taking care of yourself physically, because if you're struggling in your body, then that's going to make it all the more difficult for you to tend to your mental and your emotional well-being because they're all connected, right?
Yes, they
So
are.
that's your mind, your body, and your soul. Can you talk to us about that connection with mind, body, and soul and how one affects the other? Like, what's the connection between your mental health and your physical health?
Um, I'll talk for me personally with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I get anxiety. I
Mm-hmm.
stress. Just like a majority of us, we get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
So my outlet is to do the physical to help my mental. I
Right.
hit the gym. Um, I'm in there between 1 and 2 hours, just depending on the day and what has really affected me,
Mm-hmm.
to help me clear out my head mentally. It's my zen space.
Yeah.
Don't call me. Don't text me. I
Yeah.
will ignore you because it is my time.
You have
Outside
to.
of
Yeah.
exactly, outside of that, I'll get massages. Outside of that, I'll take myself to get my nails and my toes done.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find how you can zero out everything that is
Mm,
bringing you down.
that's
You
good.
need to you need to start fresh from a blank slate in your mind, no matter
Yeah.
what it is. If you have to sit in a park on a bench and just look at
Mm-hmm.
the water until everything just drowns out,
Yeah.
that's your zero spot. That's where you come back in and you can
Yeah.
start all over.
That refreshing. That
It's like
refreshing.
you need a
Yeah.
refresher. And I'm big
Definitely.
on refreshers.
Yes.
Everybody needs their me time.
Yeah.
Even if you have to go into a separate room for an hour, shut the door, just
Right.
you need your me time. If your
Absolutely.
mental start getting broke down, how are you gonna help anybody else?
True. That's
Help
very
yourself.
true. Yep.
You
You
have
got to be
other
able to
people
help
that
you.
you have other people that may depend on you at work, at home, your second job, your third job, and no matter what. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not mentally sound, you're not mentally healthy, you're not gonna be helped to anybody else.
That's
So
right.
it's all start with you.
And you only end up putting more pressure and more stress on
On yourself.
yourself.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. And that was going to be part of my next question. I guess it's just a statement now because you actually answered the question. But one of the ways that people deal with their stress and their anxiety is by overdoing it with the food and the alcohol and not getting rest. So all those things that you named, those are all definitely healthy ways to deal with stress. So
Yes.
definitely, yeah, we can be really hard on our body.
Very
So
much so. And
yeah,
I'm a big advocate of getting enough rest. I can honestly say for myself, it's a struggle for me. I don't
yeah,
sleep well at night, so I try my best. Come Thursday, Friday, my body kind of knows, oh, the weekend is
yes.
coming. We're about to shut it down.
Yes.
But between Sunday and Thursday, it's just like, wait, what is that?
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
know. So, everybody knows that change on the outside begins with what you do on the inside, right? You have to do the work. And that starts with your mindset, number one, and self talk, number two. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Talk a little bit about that, and how do we begin the process of doing the inner work?
I have a little book.
Uh-huh.
And actually, I have a book. Since everybody calls me B, it actually has like bumblebees all over it.
Oh,
Just I journal. I
I am a
journal.
proponent for journaling. I love
I
it.
believe journaling would probably be for me. And I'm not gonna say I push it for people, but
Yeah,
I do tell people I think you should write.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you should write. You can get everything out. And I think
absolutely.
you can even build up your own confidence through journaling.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, this is what I'm gonna do today. This is how I feel today.
mm-hmm,
This is gonna make me feel good. I think you can change your own mindset just journaling. Um,
absolutely.
but that's me.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I started journaling because I went to a nutritionist once and she
Mhm.
said, "I want you to get a journal and I want you to write down every time you eat." She said, "Write it down and then from there, not only are you going to write down what you eat, I want you to write what time you ate. I want you to write down what you were feeling when you were eating." And when I tell you that was an eye opener, because I
Mhm.
realized when I'm mad, I eat.
Yeah.
When and that was during a time period where I was going through some mental things. So if I'm mad or upset, I'm gonna eat, and I'm not gonna eat
Mhm.
healthy. I'm not taking the time to prepare. That's a big thing. Preparing things ahead of time, preparing your meals ahead of time. My schedule's too hectic. It's too busy. I was not in the right mind space to do that. So not only am I eating my feelings, but I'm not eating healthy. I'm eating French
Exactly.
fries.
Oh, we all do it. We all
Yes.
do it.
So that was a big eye opener to me. That's actually how I started out journaling and doing it that way. And from there, when I tell you I got a ton of journals now where I just
I'm all for it.
yeah, I actually made it my way of doing prayer. So, because sometimes, especially if you're not used to praying, sometimes it's weird praying out loud. So, I like to use my journal time to write, and that's where I really just take my time and talk to God, and I'll write my prayer out. But
Mhm.
so that was for somebody that may have trouble with praying daily.
It's
Just
prayer.
write it out, write how you're feeling.
Write it out.
That's it.
I will say I don't carry my little journal everywhere, especially when I'm at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So if something comes across my mind to where I just feel frustrated and even if it's, I'll be at work and I get so frustrated. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
start scribbling, just scribbling
Sticky
on my piece of
notes.
paper. Exactly. And it doesn't necessarily have to be words. It could just be
Yeah.
pictures or something, but that's just
Uh-huh.
feeling at times. And I'll make sure that I bring whatever piece of paper I was scribbling on,
Yeah.
I bring it home and I stick it in my journal and I'll just date
Yeah.
it
There you
because
go.
that at that time on that day, this is how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just my way of releasing that.
Yep.
So I that's why I'm a fan for journaling.
Yeah.
Everybody try it.
Get a
Like,
journal. Get a journal.
try it Try it
And then
once. It
start
could
right.
change your life. Yeah.
Just start it to be petty and just say, you
Yeah,
know
just
what, you really got on my nerves when this happened.
exactly. Exactly.
It's
Oh, you didn't take out the trash today?
uh,
Okay, I got
I'm
you.
about to write that in
You
my
know,
journal.
exactly.
That's a good thing. That's really good. All right. So I am really big on not giving up. I believe if you have to reset or start over, definitely do it. And there's no shame in it. But eventually we want to get to a point where we don't have to start and stop, stop and start over again. Why do you think people struggle so much in the area of consistency?
They're not ready.
Oh wow. Yep.
They're not ready to face the the challenges that come along with it.
Yeah.
Starting is hard.
Mm-hmm.
People say it's easy. It's not easy because you do realize that you have to make major changes to get to where
Mm-hmm.
you want. And they're
Yeah.
just not ready for that. What do you mean I can't eat all this sugar?
Yeah.
What do you mean I gotta move daily?
Yeah.
What do you mean I gotta pick up a weight?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean I can't have that burger
Yeah.
all the time?
That right there. That part right there. that's,
You
that's
know,
the hard part.
I'm not gonna say for me it was easy in the beginning because it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
But then when I started seeing the results,
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to go back. I
Yep.
really didn't.
That's what
And
they
I think
say.
if they just stick it out for 30 days, and that's what I always say, just try for 30 days.
Yeah.
And once you see those changes, your confidence changes,
Mm-hmm.
you start smiling more,
Mm-hmm.
your clothes change, how you speak to people change, how people look at you and perceive you
Mm-hmm.
change.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go back to the old way. But I do
Definitely.
think it is because they don't want to give up what's easy
Yes.
or they
Yes.
want it to come easy.
Yeah.
And whatever you do in life, whether it's work, have a family, become physically healthy, it's going to take that work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I also think that we don't do enough planning ahead of time. And it was just like I said before about I didn't plan, so I'm already eating my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I didn't plan, I don't have something healthy there just in case I want to snack on something. That was a part of it too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with what you said. I also think that we need to know how to plan, how to get it in, make it a part of our day. And that's actually my next question.
Okay.
So I know that a lot of people have they struggle with having the time and the energy to fit nutrition and exercise into their
Mm-hmm.
daily lives. Can you give us some tips on how we can incorporate a healthy routine into our already hectic schedule?
Okay. Not everybody can do it. Well, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say they can't do it. Some people do struggle with it, but
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of meal planning.
Okay. Okay.
Um, for me, living such a hectic life,
Mm-hmm.
having the full-time job and then being a personal trainer
Mm-hmm.
and then being a sports mom,
Yeah.
um, it takes meal planning for my part
Yeah.
to keep consistent with what I am accomplishing for myself.
That's good.
So every Sunday, after I come home from the gym, yes, I work out on Sundays.
Yes. It's you time.
I yes, I cook breakfast for the family, and while I still have that energy and that
Yeah.
adrenaline, I go ahead and meal prep
Yeah.
3 4 days of my snacks, my lunches. The only thing I don't do is breakfast because I like a hot breakfast.
There you go.
That's just me.
There you
It has
go.
to be hot.
You get
Yeah.
one meal. I
So
mean, that's
yeah, I
good.
get I get one meal that's hot, but um, like I said, I'm a big fan of meal planning, and I think if people can just set aside maybe 1 hour out of their day on Sunday, and I know
Mhm.
Sundays is usually a day of church, day of rest,
Mhm.
they're wanting to get that Sunday dinner going and everything. I think
Mhm.
it would change a lot, to be able
Yeah.
to go in the kitchen in the refrigerator in the morning on your way out to work and just grab it and put it in your bag.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
as far as being physical with
Mhm.
a hectic schedule, it's a little bit it is that I will say that is a little bit on the more harder side.
Mhm.
I actually, where I work, we have a big whiteboard, and my office, we, either take our lunch at the gym, because
Hmm.
we're all trying to stay within the healthy realm.
Right.
Um, but some of them do not go to the gym, but they want to still get that physical fitness in.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote a little, it's like a 20-minute workout, 20-30 minute workout, just depending on how, fast they move,
Yeah.
of hitting the whole body. And it just
Wow.
makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they're still accomplishing something
Yeah.
throughout the day. So even if you're in a small space in the office, there's small space exercises,
Yeah.
exercise videos all on YouTube, 20 minutes, 25 minutes out of your day. Um,
Yep.
and then don't, especially if you're working at a desk, get up and move. Don't
Yeah.
sit there for 8 hours a day. Make sure you are physical somehow. Walk
Yeah.
around the building. That can be a physical thing to do during the day as well.
Yeah.
Um, you can stand up, do 20 jumping jacks, sit back down, go back to work. It doesn't
Hmm.
have to be a consistent, oh, let me be like in the gym for an hour. You
Yeah.
can break it down just as long as you're moving.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. I had one of my doctors tell me that as well too, and because I was having problems with my back and my neck, and she said just after every, because I see the public in my 9 to 5, so she said
Mhm.
after every interview, just take a minute and just move your neck left to right.
Yes.
Do a circle, do arm circle, do something, where you're moving, constantly moving throughout the day instead of just sitting there. you know.
I had one coworker, she actually set her alarm for every 20 to 30 minutes where
Wow.
she would get up from her desk and she would do some sort of exercise,
That's
whether it
good.
be walk around the building, whether it be jumping jacks, squats,
Yeah.
something. She just set her alarm. So that is a way of moving as
That's
well
a great idea.
if you can't make it to a gym
Yeah.
on, during the day or whatnot, if you're so busy.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. And I can't tell you, YouTube is good for something now.
Oh, YouTube.
I call it the University of
Yes.
YouTube. But
Yes,
I
definitely.
I actually started using it. So I live in a new area, and we're the area that we live on was built on top of wetlands. So we have alligators. So I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
yeah, so I won't be walking anymore around the subdivision. So we have alligators. So yeah, I'm good. So what I actually started doing was I get up in the morning, and I do have to get up a little bit earlier now, but I started
Hmm.
getting up in the morning, and I'll find a video on YouTube. I'll find a stretch video. I'll find a walking video because I love
Hmm.
the walking videos where you can walk at home. And then we have an exercise bike back there, and I'll get on that for 15 minutes. And that's, if I do 15 minutes for each, that's a 45-minute workout I've done every day,
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I just do it at my own pace, and it's good to have that. But it's also good, definitely, to have, your personal trainer to carve out something for you, because you think you know what you need. I pick all the stuff that's not going to be too hard for me to do. But sometimes I need that push. I know I need that push. So it's definitely good to have a personal trainer there that
Somebody
can,
in your face saying, you can do
yes,
it.
yes, to carve out that plan for you, and to be that push. So yes, that is amazing. So what would you say to the woman who is just starting on her journey to take charge of her physical health? What
Mhm.
advice would you give her?
Stay consistent,
Mhm.
stay dedicated, and be patient.
Yes.
Patient, patient, patient.
Yeah, it's a process.
It is a process. Don't rush the process. Um, I say don't rush the process, enjoy the process.
Mm.
Because as you're going through this process, you're actually learning more about yourself than you probably have before.
Hmm.
You're learning what you can do physically. You're learning about yourself more mentally of what you're put. I mean, you are pushing your body to do things that you have never done before.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
enjoy this process saying, I was never able to pick up this 10-pound dumbbell before. Now look at
Hmm.
me, I'm picking up a 15.
Hmm.
And that the more you're able to do, the more you're just going to flourish. And it's just going to show. And you're just going to say, I just want to keep going. I don't want to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
I want to see where I get to before I just say, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. They say the results are addictive.
Yeah, that
they,
are they
they can
ever.
come back. Yes.
Oh, love them.
Yes, yes. Well, Bianca, that was it. You did good. I just want to thank you for being on the show. This was such a help and encouragement for me, let alone, I'm sure you definitely helped somebody else, but just for me, I thank you so
I,
much.
you can reach out to me anytime.
Absolutely. As you'll be our resident health and fitness expert. Yes.
Hey, hey,
So
what's
where
up?
can the
No, no.
people find okay? Where can the people find more information about you?
You can actually go to my Instagram, and it's a good little name. It is Mentality, mental IB, two
Okay.
E's.
All
Yes.
right. And what we'll do is we'll post that on the show notes so they'll be able to see that and look that
Okay.
up. All right. Well, that's it. Did you have any final words for us?
Um, no final words except for just love yourselves. Do what is right for you. You don't have to please anybody but yourself. You have to live with
Absolutely.
yourself and not for anybody else.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show and hanging out with us today. Well, you guys, that's all the time that we have for today. Be sure to check us out every Tuesday for a new episode. Okay. That's it for now. But until then, I want you to be encouraged, be empowered, and be blessed. Peace, y'all.